at Taillon 2 days ago, we told you he threw a 45-pitch sim game. So unrealistic today to expect him to go full length. He will be on a limited pitch count, but a reminder, Javier Assad was called up yesterday, so he is available for length out of the bullpen, guys.
So we'll monitor Taillon. We're going to get a chance to visit with Tommy Hotovy later in the broadcast. So some combo of Taillon and Estrada. I think that's the hope, JD, that they will take down most of the innings.
That will be the plan, Boog. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 from Taillon, and then some bulk out of Javier, and then steady as she goes, hopefully for him, and we'll see what the rest of the bullpen has. And ideally, they've got a little lead to work with. That's been the issue.
That's right.
This is just not scoring runs here on this road trip.
David Ross looking on. Nico Hoerner climbing in, and away we go here in Washington, D.C. Patrick Corbin on the mound. And the first offering of the game is in for a strike.
Nico's cooled off a little bit here lately, but still very good numbers for the Cubs leadoff man.
Yeah, last 10 hitting 171, but overall at 305, the on base at 352, which is excellent. And Corbin gets the strikeout, 1 away. Let's check out the Cubs lineup. It's brought to you by Binny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. And the Cubs 4th in the National League in runs per game, but 1st in on base. Hoerner, Swanson, Happ do such a great job of getting on. Suzuki will DH and clean it up. Then Bellinger, Wisdom, Mancini, Velasquez in the big league debut for Miguel Amaya.
Patrick Corbin able to slip a fastball by Nico Hoerner right through the heart of the zone. You don't see this almost never. A fastball in the zone, swing and miss from Nico Hoerner. Just a little late getting started.
Good take by Dansby, 1-1.
Starting pitcher for the Nationals is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. It's the veteran Patrick Corbin. The left-hander has fallen on hard times in recent seasons. He's got over 10 years of Major League service time under his belt. Fastball, slider, changeup is what he features. And just 1-4 this year with a 5.74 ERA. In the last 2 seasons plus a month of this season, he has the highest ERA in all of Major League Baseball.
It's been a weird turn of events, hasn't it?
Sure has. Signed a 6-year, $120 million deal. Prior to the 2019 season, he was good that year.
Swanson down on strikes and back-to-back punch-outs for the lefty. This is like 2019 Patrick Corbin.
Yeah, in his prime, he was a huge strikeout guy. He'd punch you out, he'd get ground balls. He had all those, those things you like in a starting pitcher. Durability, kind of a bulldog mentality out there.
Happ drills that one out towards left center field, but cutting across and there to make the catch is Stone Garrett. Corbin gets a 1-2-3. The Nationals will come up to hit. Jameson Taillon back on the mound. 3, Meneses, Smith, and Thomas Abrams. Stone Garrett to start in left, and Riley Adams behind the plate against Jameson Taillon.
He is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't he? Fastball, throw a 4-seamer and a sinker. He'll cut it. A little slide ball. He likes to sweep, curve, and a change. First 2 starts did not go particularly well for him. His third one, his last one in LA, 5 scoreless innings, a couple of walks, 7 strikeouts.
Hit to third, caught out of the air by Patrick Wisdom.
Cubs defensively brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Big outfield to cover here, and that responsibility falls to that trifecta of individuals, Happ, Bellinger, and Velasquez. Patrick Wisdom, very good down to third base so far this year. Swanson and Hoerner, outstanding work up the middle. Mancini and Miguel Amaya making his Major League debut back there, charged with pushing the right buttons.
Popped up left side. Wisdom with Swanson behind him, and Patrick makes the catch. Now Miguel Amaya, 24 years old from Panama, was out in the pen warming up. Jameson Taillon came in, blows a kiss to mom Annie, dad Max there, and mom emotional, understandably so. He's been tapped as a big-time prospect for a while. They gave him $1 million when Louis Ohawa signed him back in 2015. He's dealt with Tommy John surgery, but the defense and the power are the skills that have gotten him here. Oh, nice play at first. Mancini. Taillon gets over, steps on the bag, and good work. I'm sure Jameson Taillon not exactly what he was hoping for, to have to get that groin activated early on. 1, 2, 3 go the Nationals. There's no score. End of 1.
Off, so Call will move from left to center. Garrett plays left today. Lane Thomas is in right. In Delaria, Abrams, Garcia, Smith, a very familiar look on the infield. That's been the case all 4 games of this series. Now Riley Adams will get the start behind the plate. Big burly catcher, giving Keibert Ruiz a day off.
Good cut by Suzuki, and 1-1 on Seiya. 2 hits last night.
I was going to say a couple knocks, and one to the pull side, one to right. It's kind of who he is, gap to gap type hitter.
In the air left side, Abrams gives way to Candelario. JD, time now for a little segment we like to call our Keys to the Game, and they're brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Got a little bit of a theme here today with our Keys, Boo. Being in our nation's capital, all 4 score, all that good stuff. The Cubs are 12-4 when they score 4 or more. They've been held to 1 run in each of the last 2 games. Joint Chiefs got the combo platter with the pitchers today with Taillon and Assad, and then you stay off K Street. Corbin is the 3rd lowest strikeout rate in Major League Baseball this year, despite striking out the first 2 batters of the game.
Well, he pops this one up. Abrams can't find it.
No.
Hit him in the leg. Wow. Well, he was in the right place, but he lost it. A lot of cloud cover, but obviously enough light to distract him, and no sunglasses on.
Something in his radar took him to the right spot, but he couldn't see the baseball. He's looking for help from his center fielder. Not going to get it. That thing almost fell into his glove. Lucky he didn't get it on top of the noggin.
Wow. They'll go base hit. Bellinger goes. Pitch is a strike, throw. And Belly's in there safely. So Cody Bellinger with a steal. That's his 6th. We've really gotten to look at all of the skills that Cody Bellinger brings to the table. Not just the power, but defense and speed.
Yeah, this is stolen base number 6 in 7 tries, and not particularly close. The big guy behind the plate's got a strong arm, but the release time, right? It takes a while to get that big body out of that crouch into a throwing position. And that's a big human back there behind the plate, man. Back in the day where there used to be home plate collisions.
Sure.
You'd want no part of that.
No.
That human. See, just to get on my soapbox, but that can't be a hit.
No.
That can't be.
No, it cannot. There's Patrick Wisdom now. And a strike on the inside corner, and they're 2 away.
Back in the day, boy, 2018, I believe that was one of his all-star seasons.
It was
an all-star, 13 and 18. That was with the Diamondbacks. That strikeout rate among the best in all of baseball. And then little by little, it just kept ticking down.
But in 19, his first year as a National, the first year of that free agent deal that he signed, they won the World Series. He was sensational. A strikeout rate just a tick under 29%. He gave him 200 innings of work. And it's just gone in the wrong direction.
Yeah, so, and the big question becomes why, right? So when you see that, you think, well, okay, his velocity must be down. It really isn't. He was never a guy that threw all that hard. He had deception. Average fastball velocity in 2018 while with the Diamondbacks. He was never a guy that threw all that hard. He had deception. Average fastball velocity in 2018 while with the Diamondbacks, according to Fangraphs, 90.8 miles per hour. It's 91.7 miles per hour this year.
That's a good nugget right there. Slice to right, and going back and making the catch is Thomas. Mancini gave it a ride, but Lane Thomas able to track it down. No score midway in the second. Jameson Taillon, who got him 1-2-3. On the ground, but foul of third past Gary DiSarcina.
Cub outfielder is very deep for Meneses here. He's only hit the one home run this year, but did a real nice job in the power department after being recalled late last summer. Kind of a late bloomer.
Yeah, native of Mexico.
Deep, eh?
Deep.
Or maybe it's just our perspective because we're up here on the top of the world.
Very far away. So very far away. Nobody on, nobody out. Taillon ready. JD, I'll tell you this much.
Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore?
No.
It would be so nice. Anyway, you were saying.
I don't know if we're going to have a good broadcast today, but line and a base hit out of the left center field. And Meneses with a single. And we welcome you into the Budweiser broadcast booth. This Bud's for you. I don't know if we're going to have a good broadcast today, but I can tell you if you follow Boog, JD, and the Mac, content on the gram is, the kids like to say, fire. You tried on T-Mac's coat.
She left it on my chair.
Well, she comes in.
It's kind of like this whole Goldilocks thing.
That's what she did. She did Goldilocks today. I don't know if I want to sleep in this bed. That's too firm. That puts her purse down, and it's not, I mean, it's not a purse. It's like, it's a duffel bag. And then her coat's on your chair. So we decided.
Kind of a power move on her part.
It was a power move. She's marking her territory.
Well, it was a little bit. You guys decided to take the later bus, the way later bus. I was on the early bus, so I was here first.
Are you accusing us of lollygagging? Is that what you're doing?
Lollygaggers.
I would never do such a thing.
Oh my gosh. All
so
true.
Just came in and just
took
over the booth.
Spread out and Line drive out towards left center, and it'll fall for a hit. Line drive out towards left center, and it'll fall for a hit. So Smith with the knock.
Smith's been good in this series, and he's another one of those line drive type hitters. Not going to hit a bunch of home runs. Stays back nicely on the Taillon breaking pitch and serves it in the left. And J-Mo with a little bit of a bound here. First and second, nobody out.
Strike one there to Lane Thomas.
The injury to Taillon's kind of curious, right? It wasn't pitching in that final game against the Dodgers. It was just throwing on flat ground a couple days afterward when he felt a little tug in the groin and ultimately had to go on the IL.
Stopped by Amaya.
And he gets good marks for his work behind the plate. Strong arm with the initial scouting report. I'm not sure post Tommy John.
Right.
You know, he hasn't played a lot.
He'll begin the year in the IL. In the air, left field, Happ chasing back some more at the wall, and it's gone. Lane Thomas with the home run, his second of the year. And the Nationals jump out. It's 3-0.
Second of the year for Thomas and second in this series. This is a team that does not hit for a lot of power, dead last in major leagues in home runs. It's a little cutter that just settles right there into the middle of the strike zone. A little cement mixer. Didn't take the break. He will don the powdered wig.
The Nationals this year, in terms of homers, JD mentioned, that is home run number 17. The Cubs as a team have hit 40. They're tied with the Guardians for fewest in the major leagues. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. Abrams is gone for the first out here in the bottom of the second. All right, let me ask you this. Did you have a perspective on a team playing to the level of competition? Is that ever a thing?
I don't think so. I mean, it's a narrative we hear in sports a lot.
Sure.
Baseball, it's such a, it's such an everyday come to work, prepare, go play a game. I can't put myself in that headspace where I'd walk into a ballpark and feel like, oh, today's going to be easy because we're playing a bad club.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, because the nature of baseball, right? Any given day, they talk about it in the NFL, and any given Sunday. Well, certainly any given day in baseball, or even
it's more so in this
any
sport.
stretch of 10 days, a really bad team could outplay a really good team.
Yeah, on it. I think that the point is in baseball, the distinction between the best team and the worst team, or the most talented team and the least talented team in a single game, is less in this sport than in any other sport by far.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of it's so dependent on the guy on the mound.
Yes.
Too, right. You take a really bad team and you put a star pitcher out there on the mound, and all of a sudden they become awfully tough to beat.
Stone Garrett here. Garrett, 27 years old, born in Sugar Land, Texas. Went to high school in Richmond, Texas.
George Ranch High School. I lived there for a time in Richmond. He's got power. He had 28 home runs at AAA last year, and then 4 more at the big league level.
He is Gregory Stone Garrett. Here's 0-2. Line drive foul down the left side. Did you like living in Richmond?
It was fine.
Okay.
Garrett was committed to Rice University to play his college ball and decided to sign and enter the professional ranks. And he'll take that knowledge back to the dugout with him. His fellow Texan Jameson Tyone from the Woodlands, where all the children are above average, drops Uncle Charlie over the inside corner on him.
Amaya does a good job presenting that one. So the Nationals have jumped out to the lead on a 3-run homer by Lane Thomas. A rare home run from the Washington Nationals. This is Riley Adams, 6'4", 260. At his college ball at the University of San Diego. I want him on my side in the fight, huh?
Yeah, I want him leading the sweep.
You're talking about for running the football?
Yeah.
The 1-2. Tyone, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. And he strikes out 3 in a row after giving up 2 singles and a homer. End of 2, and the Cubs, inning that he caught in the big leagues in that 3rd out. Amaya due up second. It'll be Velasquez, Amaya, and Horner.
Good change up there from Corbin, who's looked like vintage Patrick Corbin so far here today. Not the guy with a 5.74 ERA who had a 6 and change earned run average last year.
In the air right field. And Thomas puts the squeeze on it. And now our first opportunity to watch Miguel Amaya hit. Mom and dad there. Max on the left, Andy on the right. And Max is the mayor of the town in Panama where they're from, La Villa de los Santos. And ball 1 to the catcher.
He's always known as a guy who controls the strike zone, will take his walks. He's down at AA when he was called up. He still hasn't played AAA ball. Kind of like the Morel story last year. Sitting .273 at Tennessee with 4 home runs, an on-base percentage of .411, slugging percentage well up over 600. So off to a great start.
There's a strike. 2-2. And again, just 24 years old. Slugging .659. You mentioned 5 doubles to go along with those 4 homers. 2-2. Amaya waits. Dead mom looking on. 3-2. Chopped on the ground. Abrams gathers it in. 2 outs. Let's send it downstairs to Taylor McGregor.
Well, JD, to your point about Amaya playing in AA, the reason he began this season in AA is because of his injury history. He had Tommy John surgery in November of 2021. Last season, when he came back, got some at-bats, it wasn't too long into his season that he then suffered an ankle injury. It was a high ankle sprain and a fracture to that left foot. And so coming into spring training, it was a slow build for him because he was still trying to get healthy. And I think that's one of the biggest parts about this kid's story is the injuries. He was obviously highly touted when the Cubs gave him $1 million when they signed him, but it's been a long road for him. And so the fact that he's here is even more rewarding because of the long grind. And I did ask him, was there ever a moment when you thought this time wouldn't come? And he said it's easy to let those negative thoughts creep into your mind. But he said, I would work so hard on staying positive, and 2 of the people who really helped him stay positive, his parents in attendance. So this moment, rewarding for all of them.
Corbin back to work. 1-2. On the ground to the right side. And Garcia handles. And the Cubs go 1-2-3. Into the Futures game twice. Tommy John surgery, has not played in AAA, but so far this year at AA Tennessee, was really swinging the bat. As Taillon will go back to work. And a little roller back to the mound. Taillon handles, 1 up, 1 down. I texted with the Cubs' top prospect, Pete Crow Armstrong, about Miguel Amaya and playing with him, and he said that one of the coolest things about Amaya is how much he cares about his family and friends and how he reps Panama, how proud he is to be from that country. Talked about what an awesome leader he is. And then just to add on, Pete said, we're going to miss him around here, but we also hope we don't get him back. The 1-0 to Garcia. What are you thinking of Jameson Taillon so far?
I mean, I just like to see him back out there and healthy, right? That's the most important thing, obviously. He's trying to win a big league ball game, but you know, his command hasn't been real sharp. Turned loose a couple 94-mile-an-hour heaters. That looked good. Made the mistake with the cutter to Thomas that really hurt. Not surprising that he would struggle a little bit with his command here.
Center field, Bellinger back, slowing down, feeling for the Geico sign, and then touching it.
It's almost like he had no other reason to be out there. Tomorrow, the Miami Marlins are in town to kick off Cinco de Mayo weekend at Wrigley Field. Tickets are available for all 3 games. Purchase tickets at Cubs.com.
Jeimer Candelario now.
Jeimer, a switch hitter. He's hit 4 home runs this year. They've all come as a left-handed batter.
Swing and a miss, and Taillon gets the punch out.
.com/tickets. Let me be precise. It's a Fergie Jenkins statue bobblehead.
That's bounced to short. Abrams handles the chance. 1 up, 1 down. We go down to the third base dugout and we check in with Cubs pitching coach Tommy Hotovy. Hey, what did you think of Jameson Taillon?
Yeah, I thought, honestly, I thought he looked pretty good just from, having some time off and getting to do kind of a simulated inning. But I thought for the most part his stuff was pretty sharp. Kind of pitched himself into a couple of bad counts there and paid with a kind of just a lazy cutter. But other than that, I thought he was able to execute some pitches. Stuff looked good. He feels good. Those are the checking those boxes you got to do in those first outings.
In a spot like this with Miguel Amaya starting behind the plate, how much, as the pitching coach, are you talking to Amaya and suggesting things and just kind of making sure that he understands the plan?
Yeah, he did a great job just of talking with Jameson yesterday. Kind of had an idea that this was going to happen, and then sat and talked about kind of an overall game plan, just more about what JMO does well, and less about who the hitter is and what we want to focus on. We try to spend a lot of time talking about what our guys do well and how to best put them up to be successful, and not put too much on their plate. So I think he's done a great job of taking a lot of the information in, sitting with the pitchers, kind of picking their brain on what makes them the best version of themselves, like I said. But yeah, he's been good. I mean, he's caught these guys in spring training. He's been around them. We've known Miggy for a while now, so obviously a ton of confidence in him back there, working these guys through a game.
Speaking of your guys, and the starting pitchers in particular have been really good here, but don't have much to show for it in terms of run support and wins. They're getting a little cranky?
No, I mean, again, like you play these long seasons. If you keep doing the things the right way, and your processes are right, and you're focused on the right things, like good things are going to happen. And we have a team of some veteran guys that know what they're doing. We got some young guys that are really starting to come into their own in terms of how they pitch and the success they're going to have. So again, we know the wins and losses happen. We know the wins are going to come if we continue to focus on the things that are going to make us successful, and that's the most important thing when you're in these moments and you feel like you're scratching and clawing. That's important to keep in mind.
Abrams gathers in the ground ball. Happ retired 2 away. Tommy, if you were to look at the way you guys projected the run prevention side of things, soft contact, and then some more quality defenders added and turning balls in play into outs, how is it matched up with what you expected?
I mean, I think we've kind of exceeded some expectations even early in the season, honestly. I mean, we've always talked about pitching to contact, but pitching to weak contact and executing pitches. And it's just amazing as you look out in the field and you see, plus defenders all over the field. It gives you confidence as a pitcher to execute that game plan and not feel like you have to do too much, not chase swing and miss and the punch outs. And guys have done a good job, especially the bullpen, of getting those swing and miss when we need to, but trusting your defense, utilizing those guys we have in place. And yeah, it's been fun to see them execute that.
Has any pitcher in particular kind of made an adjustment with their approach because of that? Have you seen anybody say, you know what, I'm going to pitch more to contact and to sink the ball a little bit more, maybe something like that?
Well, Stroh's always had the ability to pitch to a lot of ground ball contact, and I think at times when you feel those ground balls kind of getting through, it'll maybe put that doubt in the back of your head, like maybe I need to do something else, maybe I need to throw more sliders here. But you see even guys in behind in the count, 2-1, 1-0 count, still being aggressive in the strike zone, knowing that they can get that contact and get it out.
Suzuki down on strikes, and that's the inning. Tommy Hotovy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Tommy.
Cubs pitching coach Tommy Hotovy right there. Right now, the Cubs on the short end. It's 3-0.
3 innings for Jameson Taillon. 3 runs on 3 hits. He struck out 4. Now, Javier Assad on for just the 4th time this year. 7 1/3 innings of work. Inflated ERA. Again, very small sample. 35 batters faced for him so far this year. He's allowed a couple long ones. He walked 4, struck out 8. 4, 5, 6 due up here for the Nats in the 4th. Starts down at Iowa. 10 2/3 and a 3.38 ERA there.
By the way, on Twitter, Jeff Passan just tweeted that the Cubs are going to be calling up first base prospect Matt Mervis. He's expected to join the team tomorrow as the Cubs return home against the Marlins. So keep our eye on that. Bellinger there to make the catch. So it looks like Matt Mervis will be
that's exciting news.
DHing or playing first base.
It's such a big year, blasting through the minor leagues last year and got off to a great start down in Iowa this year. And a lot of Cub fans have been clamoring for Matt Mervis. And he certainly earned a promotion to the big leagues. Time when the Cubs have been struggling here offensively of late. Maybe he can provide a spark.
What do you make of this guy? There were stretches with the Mets. I thought Dom Smith was going to end up being a really productive first baseman. There were stretches where he was a really productive first baseman. Remember, we battled a little bit of a weight issue. That's not really a problem now. But the power has just disappeared.
Yeah, 2020, the shortened season, he put up huge numbers. 10 home runs, 199 plate appearances, 616 slug. So that earned him everyday playing time the next year, and didn't pan out for him. With just 244, and his slugging numbers went way down. So I don't know.
On the ground, Horner. The 7-pitch inning. Javier Assad looking sharp now. And a swing and a miss.
Bellinger with the only hit for the Cubs today, the only base runner for the Cubs so far today. It was a little pop-up out behind shortstop that C.J. Abrams lost in the clouds. Otherwise, Corbin will be working that perfect game here.
Corbin gets over. Bellinger retired. Cubs have had one base runner, and it was a pop-up that Abrams lost in the sky. And it was ruled a hit.
Remember how the game ended last night?
I was there.
Patrick Wisdom bounced into a game-ending double play. You know who has the lowest ground ball rate in all of Major League Baseball?
Is it Patrick Wisdom?
Patrick Wisdom.
Wow.
Talked about Corbin's struggles, and there are plenty, and they've been going on now for 3-4 years. Sharp here. So you get into that whole chicken and egg conversation, right? Is he that much better today than he has been? Is it a Cub lineup that's really struggling? It's probably a combination of both. But after a couple of really rough starts to start the season, more recently he's been a little bit better. Last 3 starts. 6 innings, 2 earnings, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Last time out, 5 1/3, 3 earned runs. So incredible work from Corbin over his last 3 starts, getting into play here this afternoon. He went 6-19 last year. He made 31 starts. The Nationals were 6-25 in those 31 ball games.
Ouchie.
Not all on him, of course, but he wasn't good, and they were just overall really bad.
Wisdom swings and misses. A strikeout. He's from up in your neck of the woods, right?
He's from the Syracuse area, Cicero, North Syracuse High School. He's an outstanding basketball player. Started his career at Mohawk Valley Community College as a 2-sport athlete, playing hoops and baseball, and then transferred to Florida to finish out his junior college days.
Yeah, the scout that signed him, remember Casey Kochman?
Know the name, sure.
His dad, Tom Kochman. So he's up from around SU.
He is from SU.
500 strikeouts as a pitcher and then 100 homers as a hitter. The only other one to do it is a guy named Babe Ruth. You ever heard of him? Hall of Famer?
George Herman.
Ohtani leads all of baseball with 59 strikeouts in 39 innings. He's also the first pitcher to punch out 13 hitters in a game this season. I mean, he is a star.
Yes. It's pretty remarkable to think we could make the case the Angels have had the 2 best players in the world on the same team now. What is this, year 4?
I don't know.
Year 3?
I don't know.
And they still
Been
haven't
a
made
while.
the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Well,
Yeah, you know, that's the thing about baseball, right? You talked about the difference between baseball and the other sports.
yeah.
Superstars can't carry a baseball team like they can in basketball, hockey.
2-2 on the way. Horner charges, Fields unloads, and Mancini not able to pick it.
Tag him. Tag him. Tag him. Okay, so the first base umpire made no signal initially, I don't believe. You really got to hurry with Abrams going down the line. If the pick is clean, I think they have him. Would have been bang bang. No, he would have been safe anyway.
Yeah, it's a base hit. We were just joining us, Jeff Passan of ESPN tweeting that Matt Mervis will be called up and will join the Cubs tomorrow against the Marlins at Wrigley Field. Mash Mervis time. Believe it. Nationals lead it 3-0. Got all of it on one swing in the second. Meneses singled, Smith singled, and then kind of a hanging cutter that Thomas took out of the park. On the ground, Swanson to Horner, and on to Mancini, and they turn it. Those two have been impressive up the middle.
Pretty handy there. Assad inducing the ground ball, and then, enough pace on that one. Garrett runs well, doesn't quite have the speed that Abrams does, but a little pace on it kind of sets the table, and they go 6-4-3. And the double play is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new car.
Now that's for a double play or a double, though, right?
It can be either, yeah, either a double or a double play.
Oh, R2-D2 just made an appearance. It's May the 4th.
It is May the 4th. There you go. Let him hit it to Dansby.
All day. All day.
Cubs.com/specials.
I like when you punch specials.
Specials. And you don't have to be a deadhead.
No.
Anybody can come out, get the bobblehead, and enjoy the ball game. Corbin generating swings and misses with that slide ball here today. That's been a big issue for him in recent seasons. He struck out 5 so far today. Just one base runner. Working with purpose. There's a good changeup.
He's 33 years old. From Cicero, New York.
Yeah, it's at North Syracuse. I think he was born in Clay. It's all right there. Central New York. Good hardy folk there, Bill.
You're a hardy folk.
They say he could dunk the basketball from a standing position. It's a story I heard when he showed up at Mohawk Community College and wanted to be on the basketball team. He just walked into the gym, had like jeans and boots on, and just elevated and jammed it.
Bounce to third, Candelario. Throws out Velasquez, hustling down the line. And now an opportunity for Miguel Amaya. And potentially his first major league hit. Cubs trail at 3-0. The Cubs today with only one hit. It was a pop-up that Abrams lost in the sun. Mom and Dad looking on. That's crushed out towards left center. And racing over to make the grab is Alex Call. Wow, he hit that hard.
Hardest hit ball by the Cubs here today, and a great break by Call out in center. Sure looked good off the bat. They appreciate the hard contact. Top of that high heater. Call, who has been in left field, taking over for Victor Robles in center. Oh, man, why you want to do that to our son?
Yeah, that's not right. To the right side.
Man, this thing is flying.
Holy cow. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs. Corbin. 6 o'clock tonight. Here's Alex Call against Javier Assad.
This Call was originally drafted and signed by the White Sox. 3rd round pick out of Ball State. If I were his teammate, I'd call him Woodrow.
Woodrow Call?
Yeah. You ever see the series Lonesome Dove?
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones played Woodrow Call.
Okay. Mayo watched that drop out of play about 2 rows deep.
Not a lot of foul territory here, is there? I mean, most of these foul balls are going to drift out of play. So in that respect, it's a little hitter friendly. Dimensions, though, are pitcher friendly. It's a big ballpark. Didn't they move the fences in at some point here, too? Or am I confusing it with others that have done that? Got some angles, got some tricks out there for outfielders to deal with. A little cut out here, a little cut out there.
Caught at 3rd, man.
It's the second time he's smoked the ball down there. Patrick has been Johnny on the spot to put it away. Boom, boom, from crack of the bat to snap of the leather, about half a second. Up on the balls of the feet, ready to react. Talk about elevating. Oh, man, hit it hard. And somebody over in the Cub dugout is yelling at him. He's been there for 150 years. What do you expect? Maybe not.
Assad deals. And in the air out towards left center. Happ is there to make the catch.
Check out the School Night special offer. In addition to tickets, fans purchasing through this offer will receive 1 regular hot dog and non-alcoholic beverage. To purchase, visit Cubs.com/schoolnightspecial.
I like the vibe the band's putting together today, right?
It's kind of
Just
a
get yourself
chill, kind of a day game chill vibe there.
Yeah.
The problems that the Cubs confront here today, aside from the fact that Patrick Corbin's been near perfect, is they've got a really good bullpen. The good news is there's got to be a couple of those guys that aren't available today. When you analyze this Nationals club, at least from this series, the bullpen is what stands out to me. Bullpen and some team speed.
Broken bat roller. Swanson charges and fields. And 1, 2, 3 go the Nationals. Speaking of Dansby Swanson, he's due up when the Cubs come up to hit. Looking for some. Nationals have out hit the Cubs 4-1. And here's Corbin back to work. 64 pitches, 3rd fewest in a start in a career to get through 6 innings. In this career start number 267. That's a pretty good nugget right there.
Well, yeah, so I mean he's really set up here to take this one to the house. He's locked in, everything working for him here today. He's not had to make really any pitches under duress this afternoon.
Liner out towards center. Call diving, and he makes the grab. They got some guys who can run out there, Call and Thomas.
Yeah, you figured they're maybe taking a step back defensively with Robles on the bench today and Call out there in center field, but he's made 2 really good plays. This ball might have been knuckling on him a little bit. The initial read looked like he was a little confused, but then he lays out and hauls it in. My goodness.
Former 3rd-round pick out of Ball State, Alex Call by the White Sox. Most famous Ball State alum.
Dave Letterman.
There you go. Now maybe Alex Call. Zach Plesac.
I call him Dave. Most people call him David, but we're tight, so I call him Dave.
1 out, base is empty. Corbin fires.
Finally, some solid contact, all right. Maya hit his ball very hard. Dansby
Yep.
hit his hard, so maybe starting to get the measure of Corbin here.
Letterman's still rocking that beard, huh?
I haven't seen him in a while. Last time I saw him, he was.
Yeah.
What do you think's going through C.J. Abrams' head here as we get into the late stages of this game? The only hit being that pop-up that he couldn't find.
Well, let me ask you this.
Or the official scorer's head. If I had the official score, I change that to an error now. If not, I would have already.
Yeah. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Let's take a look at it. This is the only hit, the only base runner for the Cubs today, and it's a coverage cam, and it's brought to you by T-Mobile. Cody Bellinger, a little pop-up out behind short. Abrams tracking it, looking for help from the center field, and the ball hits him on its way down. And I understand the official score, the argument being, how can you catch what you can't see? And I think you get into the whole conversation that there should be a category called the team error, or something where maybe you don't pin it on an individual, but hard to say that that was a base hit. The big story of this road trip has been the Cubs' inability to deliver with men on base. Today, it's the inability to get anybody on base to begin with.
Scoop towards first, and an easy play for Smith. 7 shutout innings for Patrick Corbin. The Nationals lead it 3-0. His dad, his grandfather, John, is from Ireland, so Ian Gaelic for John. And then Cashel is a small village in Ireland, about 45 minutes west of Galway, where his mom's family grew up. So his name is Patrick Ian Cashel Wisdom. And he's gotten a chance to go over to Ireland and see the house where his grandmother grew up and see the village of Cashel. And here's a look. So, yeah, the road to Cashel, as it were. They get a chance in 2019 to go over there. And here's Patrick in front of the house where his grandmother grew up in Cashel. But wait, there's more. Ground ball to short, and Swanson handles the chance. So, I mean, this isn't just a nugget. This is McNuggets right here. So, of course, Patrick and his daughters on the left is Molly, on the right is Claire. That's Caroline holding Claire, and Claire's middle name is Cashel. So the tribute to Ireland
continues.
Yeah, it does. I believe that's Caroline's mom there.
And according to a Wikipedia book, Cashel is an anglicized form of Castile, meaning stone fort.
Love that. Laced out into left center field. Bellinger over to cut it off. Wow. Throw to second. Tag. Out at second. Jim Deshaies, that play by Cody Bellinger to cut it off. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we've been talking about his athleticism throughout this first month plus of the season. It manifests itself in many ways, and here's a great example. It's not just the speed, the ability to go get that ball and to right the ship, kind of back on his heels and make that throw back into the infield. Really good work here by the Cubs. Swanson, how quick was he making that relay? Quick catch and flip to Nico to get Smith. Really, really nice stuff. That's good baseballing right there, folks. That is really good baseballing.
Excellent work. And there on the call, second base umpire Alex Tosi. Belly has been phenomenal defensively. The two of the newest additions, and obviously Nico Hoerner, a Gold Glove caliber player who was here last year, but Swanson and Bellinger just amazing. There's another chance for Nico, and 1, 2, 3 go the Nationals. Cubs down 3-zip.
Wintrust, and it's all about Patrick Corbin here today. The veteran left-hander has been brilliant.
Cody Bellinger says, "Forget your brilliance. I'm 2 for 2."
And this one real and legit. Now here are the numbers thus far. Well, before that hit, 7 innings of 1 hit, scoreless baseball, 17 out of 22 first pitch strikes. Now the Cubs looking to break his heart. They'll get the action going in the Nationals bullpen as Bellinger gets on top of his 91-mile-an-hour pitch. Finds a little seam on the right side of the infield.
So Corbin working out of the stretch. And a throw over, and Patrick Wisdom 0 for 2, 1 strikeout looking, 1 swinging. Only Max Muncy has hit more homers in the majors than this guy, and he's 4th in the bigs in slugging percentage. That's into today. Patrick Ian Cashel Wisdom. Line drive into left field, sinking, and that's a base hit. And Wisdom is aboard. Back-to-back hits. We send it downstairs, and T-Mac.
Well, I talked to Patrick Wisdom's mom, Colleen, when the team was in Oakland, and she said going to London is pretty cool for their family because a lot of their extended family members will watch the Cubs in London and then are able to go back to Ireland to spend some time there. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an important part of the family history for Caroline and Patrick. Dave Martinez out of the dugout. Corbin will get a nice hand. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. It's about time. Cubs threatening here in the 8th, 2 aboard and nobody out. Cubs checking. Back in D.C., Boog and J.D. and Hunter Harvey.
Yeah, this is 3 consecutive games now for Harvey. He's one of those guys that I speculated earlier might not be available today, but obviously that is not the case. And Martinez going to ride this hard-throwing right-hander who's got a little pitch comm issues right now.
Dom Smith is going to come in and exchange it out. Interesting that Dominic Smith is wearing it. It's 1, 2, 3. So I'm assuming either Call isn't wearing it or one of the middle guys is wearing it. Right? Because only 5 can.
You think the middle infielders for sure, right?
You would.
maybe somebody finds it uncomfortable. Just and it's easy enough to signal between the infielders or an infield to the outfielder. The pitch selection. That's the way they used to do it in the old days. Back in the olden days. Harvey's got great stuff. We've seen 100 miles per hour from him. There's 97. He also has a devastating split finger pitch.
My favorite signal in all of baseball, and you just don't get it anymore. Here's a four-seamer. Watch the mask. Woo. In the air to right, chasing back Thomas at the wall, and it's off the wall. Bellinger racing for third. Willie Harris going to send him. And the throw is cut off. It's an RBI double for Trey Mancini, and the Cubs are on the board.
Boy, just like that, out of nowhere, the Cubs rise up on the board and tying runs in scoring position with nobody out. This double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. We've talked a lot about Trey Mancini and his ability to hit the ball the other way. Quite often it's the kind of line drive singles to right field, but this time just misses, dumping one into the Nationals bullpen. And all of a sudden, this Cub lineup has a little life.
So still nobody out. And here's Nelson. If he runs into one, he could give the Cubs the lead. 3-1 Nationals. And a check swing and a foul. So now 1-2. You're just joining us on Twitter. Jeff Passan tweeting that the Cubs will be recalling Matt Mervis from AAA Iowa for tomorrow. Cubs have not confirmed.
Can't punch out here. Got to find a way to put it in play. Easier said than done against this guy's stuff. 16 strikeouts in 13 innings. Just try to be short and quick to the ball. Take. He fields back. Ground ball anywhere pretty much gets you one.
Wisdom at third. Mancini is the runner at second. It's been a little while, an extra base hit drought, if you will. In there, Velasquez looking for something else. And there's one away.
Maybe hunching a little bit on the split finger pitch. And you got 99 right through there. Boy, what an opportunity for him to get his first big league knock.
Check swing, didn't go.
Oh yeah, oh by the way, he's got a really good curveball too to go along with that fastball splitter combo.
Last time up, he lined to center and hit a ball 104 miles an hour. But Call was there and made a nice play. 2 on, 1 out.
Harvey out there throwing 98, throwing darts, hitting spots, down and away, inside corner.
Here's a 2-1.
Kyle Finnegan is the closer for the Nationals. He also has worked on back-to-back days. He may or may not be available this afternoon.
The 2-2. Way outside. So a golden opportunity for Miguel Amaya. His big league debut. Nico Hoerner in the on-deck circle. Cubs down a couple. Amaya looking for his first major league hit. In the air, left field. Pretty well struck towards the corner and under it, and making the catch is Garrett. Tagging from third and coming in to score is Wisdom for Amaya. His first big league run batted in, and the Cubs are within one.
Back to the fastball one more time is in off the plate, but you can't be passive in that situation. He just missed hitting it out of here. Anxious mom and pop settling for the sac fly. Well done, young man. Tying run 90 feet away. Excuse me, in scoring position. That's Willie Harris 90 feet away. His run wouldn't count. He's the third base coach. That'd be good though. Go ahead, Willie. Tie this thing up, swipe home.
Nico in this one 0 for 3. A strikeout and a couple of groundouts.
You tempted to pinch run for Mancini here?
Ground ball, base hit right field. Here's Mancini. Thomas up with it. No throw to the plate. And the Cubs have tied it up. And Nico Hoerner pumped up. An RBI single. It's 3-3.
Well, how about that rally? Out of nowhere. They rise up. And one pop-up. Can't find the ball, base hit in the game, and they get 4 here in the 8th inning.
99, top of the zone, and he just punches it through that hole.
I say it all the time against these big arms, these guys that can really light up the radar gun. Nico's your best bet. Get on top of that high heater.
So Willie Harris and the Cubs tie things up. 3-3.
First 2 runs charged to Corbin. Run number 3 belongs to Harvey.
Drilled to left. Garrett coming on. Makes the catch. Swanson hit it hard. The Cubs pick up 3 runs, and we are starting over. We go to the bottom of the 8th. He was the minor league player of the year for the Cubs last year. Hit the 3rd most homers in the minors last season with 36. There's a cool story where, and a number of teams did this, because the draft was shortened. There are normally guys who are going to get drafted, and it's almost like a recruiting process. And the guy that called Matt Mervis was David Ross. He was one of the first guys that they asked him to call. So even though he went undrafted, Mancini scrambles over and they get Abrams. No, he was still highly thought of.
Yeah, he would have been.
So what was the? I think
typically there's what, 30 rounds in the draft. I don't know what there is these days, but there was only 5 that year.
Yep. And there was a max, I believe it was $10,000. Confirm in a second.
Yeah, a lot of money got left on the table for those kids. The players would have signed for a lot more money than was available that year. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Download the FanDuel app now to check out their live betting options and start making every moment more.
Yeah, the draft now is 20 rounds.
I wouldn't have been drafted back in the day.
What were you drafted out of high school?
I was like a 12th rounder out of high school and a 22nd rounder out of college. Here's a fun fact. Like 12 picks after me in the 82 draft was current Nationals general manager Mike Rizzo.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't be paid more than $20,000. That's how that cap worked for teams in a 2020 draft. For the non-drafted guys.
Look at the job Javier Assad's doing here.
Really good job.
Each team has had a 3-run uprising. The Nationals came in the second, the Cubs in the top of the 8th. Each club has 5 hits. Other than that, it's been dominance from the pitching.
Assad has used just 49 pitches here today. Swing and a miss and a strikeout, and he does more good work. Adams down on strike. Now welcome into the Budweiser broadcast booth. This Bud's for
you.
That's Ian Happ at the plate. My name's John Sciambi. That's Jim Deshaies. Somewhere down there is Taylor McGregor in mustard and a coat.
The advantage of wearing that coat, you could have a hot dog and get mustard all over your coat.
That's a
Nobody
good
would
point.
know. It's a good ballpark wear.
Yeah. We didn't even get to do who wore it better, Jim Deshaies or Taylor McGregor. Here's Kyle Finnegan.
So Finnegan again for the 3rd time in a row, much like Harvey. See if the Cubs can get to him. So far in this series, they have not. According to my record-keeping book, there's not been a single walk issued in this game.
I have it on my scorecard as well, Jim.
In the first 2 games of this series, Cubs pitching did not issue a single walk.
Time is called.
Got a violation.
Oh no, we have a violation.
Just before he started his delivery,
Yeah.
Todd Tichenor, the home plate umpire, came busting out of there.
So it's a pitcher violation. Now it's 3-1.
Yeah, there really haven't been that many 3-ball counts here today, doesn't
No.
it seem? So, opportunity for Happ here. See if he gets a heater on 3-1.
He did.
Just a little up out of his happy zone. Pretty good pass at it, though.
Happ 0 for 3, struck out his last time up. He's also lined out and grounded out. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for each side. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. And the go-ahead run is on base. And JD, you know, that's the first walk of the game.
That's why I said it. It's the old announcer jinx thing. Finnegan has a high ERA, but if you've been watching this series, you know that a lot of it came in just 1 appearance earlier this year. He gave up 5 runs in an outing.
Almost hit Seiya.
A lot of run on that fastball, just misses that lead elbow.
Down the line, curling towards the corner, and that'll take a bounce and hop off the wall. Here's Happ racing for third. They'll stop him there. A bullet off the bat of Seiya Suzuki. And the Cubs are in business. It's second and third, and there's nobody out.
Yeah, let's not settle for one. Get a couple here as he gets a hanging breaking ball. Something that just sits top of the strike zone, inside part of the plate at 86 miles per hour. So first Harvey, and now Finnegan on their third consecutive day, not quite as sharp. Willie Harris taking a good long look at that one. Throws up the stop sign with nobody out.
2, the on base outstanding at 372, slugging 575. On a break.
Premeditated, I think, that swing.
And Belly shaking his head as he swings over the top of that one. There's one away.
Yeah, I think maybe he thought he was going to get the split finger pitch there, and then to just try to take an emergency hack here at the end and just try to get a piece of it.
I think you're right. I think he was looking for something else. Infield still in. Happ at third. Suzuki at second. Wisdom swings through that.
Yeah, well, there's a window here for Finnegan with that strikeout stuff. Expect to see a lot of elevated fastballs and maybe splitters down, depending on how much confidence he has in his catcher to block a ball in the dirt. And obviously, that's something Ian has to be keenly aware of down there at third base. Ooh, he made a mistake. He threw that down where Wisdom could handle it. Watch Adams. He comes out of his crouch. He wants this thing armpit high, and it's right there above the knees.
Right where Patrick likes it.
Mm-hmm.
Way up and outside.
I think that this is a for Ian down there at third base with one out. I'm thinking go on contact here. Even if they make a play on you, you still got Suzuki out there.
Job right there laying off of that. So now 2-2. I mean, Patrick, he's got a clear idea of what they're trying to do to him. Great chance for the Cubs right here. 1 out, 2 aboard. And Wisdom is gone. There's 2 away.
You know what happens is you go up there with a plan, and then you've got this opportunity to do something heroic. You don't want to be passive. Out of the hand, that looks like a hittable pitch, but up there again, very few guys are going to get on top of that. Nico Horner comes to mind as an exception, but it's a different swing path. It's a different approach.
Yeah, that was well executed too. It was right above the top edge of the zone. Here's Mancini. Trey, first pitch hacking, fouls it back. Nothing at 1. Gotta cash this in.
Cubs 1-5 on this road trip. They've lost 4 of those games by 1 run.
And now it's 0-2. And Finnegan a strike away from getting out of this.
Yeah, well, now the anxiety level for Mancini is way up, right? You just got to take a deep breath, clear your mind.
Down the right side. And Thomas will run out of room. Trey had doubled his last time up and came in to score.
You get the sense after that little bit of a hanger that he threw to Suzuki, Finnegan just decided, I'm just going to live and die with this fastball.
In the air, and that one falling, but Thomas able to make the play, and the Cubs get the first two into scoring position and do not score. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. 3-3. And Brad Boxberger will take over. Boxberger, 13th appearance at 3.27 ERA. Got a lot of ground balls. And comes in trying to keep this game a 3-3 tie.
He last worked on Monday through just 9 pitches in that outing. He's not been particularly busy here lately. Along with the top of the Nationals order, and Call, despite being 0 for 3, hit the ball hard twice today.
In the air, left field towards the corner. And it's gone. And Call will walk it off.
Make it 5 one-run losses on the road trip for the Cubs, and this one stings. After rallying to come back the way they did, having that opportunity in the top half of the inning and not being able to cash it in. And we'll watch you Call walk it off. That hurts.
Time for our toast of the game. It's brought to you by Binny's Beverage Depot. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Yeah, well, here you go. Here's the game winner. Trying to go down and away with a fastball, and it drifts right into the power of Alex Call. And the question was, would it be fair or not? We knew it was going to be far enough, and indeed he was able to wrap it around that pole for the game winner. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Alex Call, the home run, his 3rd of the year. And the Nationals walk it off. White powdered wig time. And the Cubs finish a frustrating road trip going 1-6. And 1-run losses the theme. All right.
Road trip where they thought they were going to be able to do some damage, right, with the Marlins and this club, and really struggled.
So they've dropped under 500. Jeff Passan tweeting Matt Mervis will be called up for tomorrow's game against